Hi, Larry K, ShadowAnyone.com with two important things you need to know before you take your first job as a private investigator. First of all, you need to know that there are a lot of scams out there. Now, please don't skip over this, but I want you to know if you're searching around even legitimate job sites and even places like Craigslist, there are a lot of people out there advertising for private investigators to hire them to work as if they were agencies. And what they really want is a combination of a couple things. The worst case scenario that's floating around right now is that they want your personal information, so they have you fill out a job application or send them a resume, something like that. They usually don't say who they are or what's going on, but they want information, and they're just flat out, they want your personal information for illicit purposes. The number two scam that you're going to find is that people want your information because they're going to try to sell you training. And while I'm a big believer in training, and you can get my stuff if you like, I would love for you to do that. But what I want you to watch out for is people who are posing as if they want to hire you. They collect your information and they just bombard you with advertisements to buy their training, or they say if you go through this training then we'll hire you. Completely illegitimate. Those are two scams you have to watch out for before you even attempt to get a job as a private investigator. Now, if you find a legitimate agency who's going to hire you to work cases, that's great, and I'm all for that. But you have to watch the paperwork you sign beforehand, and here's the number two thing I want you to watch out for. Watch out for the non-compete agreement. Now, a non-compete agreement is a very legitimate document if it's written properly, and it's completely appropriate for the agency that wants to hire you to have you sign a document that says you will not open up a private investigation agency within 2 years of leaving our employ or within 350 miles, something like that. A legitimate form is going to have two criteria, generally a time and a distance, because no agency is going to want to bring you on board, train you, give you all the good secrets that you can get with, for example, with the Investigator's Ultimate Guide to Surveillance, but they're not going to want to take the time and energy to train you at those secrets and then just cut you loose to be their competition. So that a legitimate non-compete agreement will have that limit that after you leave their employment, you can't open a detective agency for a certain amount of time or within a certain area. What you have to watch out for is the non-compete agreement that's completely unreasonable. Something like you won't work for any other agency for the next 5 years. Well, that kills your career. And without a geographic limitation to that, it kills your career all over the place. So you may come on with them, maybe they have you on board for one job or half a day's work, and then you find yourself at their disposal, at their mercy for the next 5 years of your life. So watch those non-compete agreements when you do get hired, even by a legitimate agency, and make sure it has those limits and they're reasonable, that are going to allow you to continue your investigative career after you leave there. Again, Larry K, ShadowAnyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.